Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is me setting up my October monthly calendar, and I'll say for like the last 6 months I think I've realized even more how important setting up your monthly is, but then also like making it as functional as possible. For some people, I've noticed the monthly is pretty much all the planning that they need and they just go from there. Me, I was never really using my monthly as functional as I should. I think about the only thing that I really depended on with my monthly was notating the extra days that I worked or things of that sort. However, now, like, you'll see me putting in the little stickers. For one, I'm using the stickers that came in my budget sticker book, which I never use, but I feel like it's so beneficial because it's a couple of bills that sometimes I totally forget about, and I end up realizing it once my alarm goes off on my phone, either a couple of days before or the day before the bill is due. So that way, if I have to like add money to my account or move money around, I know that it's coming, and if I continuously look at my monthly, then I'll be all set. Now, per usual, you hear my birds in the background. It's like the moment I start talking, they start talking. But yeah, so I'm just trying to be a lot more functional with my monthly. So I do want to decorate. I am trying to keep it to a minimal. If you watch my videos, then you'll know that my Hobonichi is pretty much as minimally decorated as possible because I just want it to be functional. So even if after I finish with the month I decide to go back in and add some stickers here and there, then I'll do so. But for the most part, I want to keep it functional, and you will see me this month adding in a lot of stickers because it's my birthday month. And I know a lot of people start the new year over when the new year actually comes. So January 1st, they typically start their new goals, resolutions, things of that sort. Whereas for the last couple of years, I've been trying to look at my birthday as like a new start and like the start of my new year, because if you look at it that way, it kind of like literally is the start of your new year. So I've been, trying to make goals around that. And now that it's coming up, I just wanted to really decorate and celebrate. So right here, you'll see me adding in vacation days that I'm using and vacation that I'm taking. So this is like the first time I've ever used the vacation stickers, and I knew I had them. It was a couple of books that I had them in, but I was just so excited to use them because I never used them, and I probably won't for a while. But the topic I'll say for tonight is self-care. And what brought me to that is, as I was looking for stickers that have vacation on it, like that says vacay mode, I was trying to make sure I found the stickers because I was happy that I'm finally taking a break. So I know I talk some about my kids, but then, sometimes I talk about how busy I may be, but I am always busy. I am always doing something. It's always something to do. And I feel like I just go nonstop. And it has definitely been catching up with me. I feel like not taking breaks and not being gentle with myself is causing me to have more challenges than needed. So a part of like keeping and making sure that I'm focused on like my monthly planning, and that's why I switched planners again, because for a while making my own planners was working out so good, but then life happened and I needed to have things down, and if it wasn't as pretty as I wanted it to be, it just didn't work out. So I am very happy with this planner. I feel like I can come in and out of it, and I just want to be more proactive and productive with my monthly. So the topic, for today's video is self-care. And I know we've heard that so many times before: self-care, self-care, self-care. I've heard it all through school. I've heard it after school. I hear it at work all the time. And just the importance of self-care. However, when people present self-care, I feel like they only spell out a few things, and not all the time does that apply for everyone. So for men, going to the gym is not necessarily self-care for every man. Washing your car or cleaning out your car is not self-care for every man, just as well as getting a manicure and a pedicure is not self-care for some women. So self-care definitely has to be tailored to you. And I am just realizing more and more, I'm extremely excited. So for a good amount of the days, I'll be out of town and or away. So I'm doing a combination of going out of town to see my friend, and then also doing a staycation when I come back. And then I'll have a couple of days where it's just to myself, a mixture of with family, to myself, and just being able to collect my thoughts and think about what I want my goals and intentions to be for this upcoming year. So I would highly suggest, thinking about that in your own life. How functional are you with your planner? Are you using it to be productive? And I think that if I used my planner in every way that I could, I would be more productive, because I'd be constantly looking at it and being able to see what I did or didn't do, and versus to waiting for 4 or 5 days to pass and realize, hey, I didn't do this one thing or a few things that I was supposed to do at the beginning of the week. So that can just be really helpful. This week in my Hobonichi, it is geared towards self-care. So I know I didn't show it, but this week in my Hobonichi is all self-care. So on the right side, I wrote down ways or options that I want to self-care for this week. And then on the left, it'll be just me either recording what I've done or didn't do, and why it worked or why it didn't. So that's another thing I would encourage you all to do. Sometimes, even if it's something that's for us and for our well-being or own good, we don't make time for it. Schedule in time for self-care. And I'm also talking to myself as well. Scheduling in self-care is so important, because we schedule everything else, especially if you all have kids. You're scheduling after school things, teacher conferences, literally everything. So prioritizing ourselves is definitely a must. So some of the things that I put down for choices in my self-care is a Starbucks drink. I love Starbucks. I haven't been in so long, and it was just something that made me feel better. It put me in a better space. I just really enjoyed it. So that's why I wanted that to be one of the things that I do this week or month for self-care. And depending on how I choose to do this, I'll carry it on until the next week as well. So getting a Starbucks drink is one. Outing to the movies, and I really want to do this by myself, is another one. Outing with a friend, binge watching shows, journaling, calling a friend, doing a foot soak, a hair treatment that's very reasonably priced, a face treatment, drinking more water, saying no to gossip, and self-affirmations. So sometimes our self-care is not always happy-go-lucky. Sometimes it involves taking people out of our life, putting boundaries in, not participating in gossip, or even listening to it can be so important, and a way of caring for yourself by not putting on more stress. Sometimes self-care is saying no, but sometimes it's also saying yes. So just being able to evaluate that and think about that in your own lives. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't.